Have you guys figured out how to make your playing sound more chordal? This is how I do it. I use triads, 1, 3, 5 of a chord. But the easiest way to do it, and to make this video as short and simple as possible, is the prerequisite that I have for knowing how to play my triads all over the fretboard is understanding your major pentatonic scales and your minor pentatonic scales in all 5 boxes all over the fretboard, which I know if that sounds like a lot of work, that's because guitars work. I sit here and I practice this all the time when this camera is not rolling, and then eventually I'll have fun with it, but the fun begins after the pain has went away. I've said before, you have to climb the ladder to go down the slide. We all just want to go down the slide, feel the wind in our hair and say "we," but you have to climb that ladder first. So practice your major and minor pentatonic boxes. Once you've done that, you've already learned your 1, 3, 5 boxes. You just actually need to simplify them a little bit. So if I show you an E major pentatonic scale, first position, starting on the 6th string, 12th fret. Right? But now only focus on the 1, 3, 5 of that pentatonic box. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1. And then do the same thing for the next upcoming E major pentatonic box and only focus on the 1, 3, 5. Now, I know it seems like you're trying to learn a new scale, and eventually you'll start off going, hey, I need to memorize my triad boxes, and it'll feel like you're memorizing it, but eventually you'll realize you're just sitting inside of a pentatonic box. Now, the same thing works for the minor pentatonic box. So if we go to our F sharp here on the 2nd fret, 6th string, and we play the familiar minor pentatonic box that everybody learns, you know, usually on the 5th fret. Right, but we're going to play it on the F sharp. Right? Then take that minor pentatonic box, but only focus on the 1, 3, 5. So 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1. And then move to the next minor pentatonic box and focus only on the 1, 3, 5. Now do that for every position of the major and minor pentatonic boxes. Then, once you've got that, you know, you can focus on doing just the major pentatonic boxes first, right? Major triad pentatonic boxes. Maybe look something like this. And you'll figure it out, right? If you already know your major and minor pentatonic boxes, you don't need me to show you where the 1, 3, 5 is. Just take the moment to go through those boxes and find the 1, 3, 5. Now do the same thing for the F sharp minor. Right, you just played your major and minor pentatonic triad chords in the key of E all over the fretboard. Once you've learned those and you went through the entire fretboard like I just did, understand that the major one you played applies to every major chord inside of a key. So in the key of E, we have a major A chord and we have a major B chord. So you don't need to relearn how to play the triads here. You've already done it if you did it with the E. So if we play the E major again, that exact same triad shape box is the exact same one for the A and the B. So if we go to the A, and then to the B, back to the E, and then of course the same is true with all the minors. In the key of E, we have an F sharp minor, right? And we learned this triad box with our first position pentatonic box. right? But that applies to the G sharp minor. Right? It's all the same. Once you've learned the pattern once and you went through it, apply that knowledge to every major and minor chord within a key. The only hard one here is going to be your dominant flat 5, but just don't play the dominant, because you can, but if you add the dominant, you're adding in an extra note. So you could play just like the D sharp minor flat 5 if you really wanted to get to it. You're not going to play this one that much, but if you really wanted to, you can do this exact same thing with just triads. I know that was a lot in a very short video, but again, know your major and minor pentatonic boxes and then simplify those boxes with only focusing on the first interval, the third interval, and then the fifth interval. Play them up and down the entire neck and then apply them to every major and minor chord within a key. Once you do that, you'll be able to unlock the fretboard everywhere. I'd say another fun exercise is, if you really wanted to start testing yourself, stay in one position. Let's say you begin learning your E major triad pentatonic box here on the 12th fret, right? And we're going to play the E triad box, right? But what if you want to stay in this exact position now and play the F sharp minor triad box, right? You've already learned these shapes by going up and down the fretboard. But now if we wanted to play like an F sharp minor in this position, it'd look like that, right? You've already, again, you've learned that. That had been the last one you would have learned going up and down the scale of the fretboard. But let's say we wanted to play the G sharp minor, right? That would look something like... Again, you've already learned this scale somewhere else. We're just applying it now to a G sharp minor in the same position. If you wanted to do A major, it would look like... Right? If you wanted to do the B major in this area, it looks something like... Nope, that's the wrong note. If we did, what's up next? We've got the C sharp minor. Right? And then, of course, the D sharp flat 5. And then back to E. Now that last part seemed like a lot of craziness was happening, but if you can take that and then move it down a little bit, or you can take it and move it up a little bit, or you can take it and then jump from here and here and here, then, I mean, you've got the entire fretboard unlocked now. I hope you enjoyed the thumbnail. I know this was a lot of information. Comment below if it was too much too fast, if I should slow things down, or if you have any questions. Practice, practice, practice. You got to climb up the ladder to go down the slide. Have a great day.